Happy day. It's me again. I just want to briefly share something. And I share it with humility because I didn't even know that I would be in this place or in this space. But it's all because of the blessings of God, and it's all to the glory of God. I was in an auto accident about 10 years ago, and I had multiple soft tissue injuries, massive soft tissue injuries. Had some surgeries, lots of physical therapy, a long time in recovery, but God has been faithful. And I know that I could not have survived without Him. But one thing that happened, besides the injuries, is that my vehicle was totaled, so much so that when we went to the salvage yard some days after the accident, a church member and we couldn't get the trunk open. And that is because I was actually hit from behind. I was knocked across a couple of lanes of traffic, and then I actually T-boned with another car, so the front and back were crushed pretty badly. The only way to get the items out of my trunk was, of course, to get inside the car in the back seat and let the back seat down. And because I had all these injuries, it was very, very hard for me to navigate that space, but I did the best I could. And I had been doing book signings throughout the area, and so I had boxes of books inside the trunk. And you would think that those books would have gotten damaged, the spines cracked, and all kinds of other damage, but I was able to pull out the books one at a time and examine them. And that's all I could fit because I could not let the trunk all the way, the back seat all the way down because it was um, too heavy. I couldn't really move it, but a space of maybe 6 inches, half a foot. So when I put my hands in that space and reached into the box, I could only pull one book out at a time. And book after book, I would look at them, and each book was undamaged in any way. And so later on, one of my colleagues and I were talking about that fact. With all the vehicular damage, with the fact that I was struck from behind, knocked across traffic, and hit another vehicle. And my car even spun around and went backward and almost crashed through a guardrail. Very scary, really bad accident, but God's mercy and grace, His favor, and my angels were with me. And I'm just so grateful to that, even to this day. And for the rest of my life, I will be. But the colleague said to me that it was clear to her that God wanted me to go on my life, maybe an altered life, and those books. And I would say today, if I were speaking to her, I would tell her she couldn't have been more right because since that time, God has enabled me to write more books. And seems like they just kind of continue to incubate inside of me. It's almost like conception all the way to delivery. Um, and I don't say that to boast. It's just a surprise to me. But one of the things that I noticed, and I believe that this is just to say that throughout our lives, we're always in a position or posture to need to forgive or to need to choose to forgive because we're dealing with imperfect people. And today it dawned on me, and I say this humorously, that there are some people that I've known during these years of writing books. My first one came out in 1996, and God has blessed me to have another one coming out in days, literally. And there are some people that I like hyperboles. That's where there's an extreme exaggeration. And I would say this, there are people that know about the books and they would not neither buy them, support me, or tell another person about them, even if God Himself told them to, gave them the money for it, and read it to them. So I say all of that to say that in spite of a lot of times the book events where I'm blessed to go, it's strangers that support me. And I'm really thankful for that. I'm thankful to God. And you never know whose heart he might turn around. But if he doesn't turn around a lot of the hearts of people who have chosen not to support me, it doesn't change his agenda to make me his storyteller and to give me the privilege of being an author of books. And so I give him all the glory. I give him all the honor and the praise. And I hope that I've helped somebody to recognize when God gives you something to do, you just continue to look to him, be obedient, and allow yourself to experience the full expression of the gifts that he has given you. Supporters that he wants you to have will support you, and success from his hand in his time and season also will come. And we measure success by millions of books or New York Times bestsellers. And I would say that people that have achieved those levels as writers, as authors, congratulations. No hate here. Proud of you. It's wonderful. No, it's a great feeling. And you never know where my Mount Everest might be. It might be selling 10,000 of a book and never being on the bestseller list anywhere. But I do want to live out the purpose and to recognize God has his own plan for me, and he will give me and is giving me good success as an author, as his daughter, as a child of the king, as a kingdom woman of God. And so hope you will think about maybe the person in your life who you've chosen not to support for whatever the reason might be. Search your heart. And if God leads you, buy somebody's book, show them some support, give them just one more reason to continue to persevere in their journey as a writer, as an author. You never know what that will do for you